What's up everybody, it's Zach from Switchforce, and today we're taking a look at one of the most premium cases available for Nintendo Switch. We're gonna open it up, check it out, put it through the paces, and see if its quality and coolness justifies that price. This is the Waterfield CitySlicker Case. It is premium leather, it has a micro suede interior to keep your screen cozy, it stores games, Joy-Con straps, and earbuds, and it costs $79.99. That's just the base model. With tax and an attachment for carrying, it could rack up to over $100. Now these things have been sold out since their initial inception. It was built with consumers to create a case that worked super well from a functionality and a premium quality standpoint. So I've heard great things and we're gonna check it out for ourselves. Thanks to Waterfield for sending it over so I could review it for you all. I chose the crimson leather case, and I thought that would fit nicely as sort of a way to offset my blue Joy-Con. Since the normal scheme is blue and red, I thought if I went red with the blue inside, that would work well. So there's a little bit of information. I thank you for helping us develop the Nintendo Switch CitySlicker. Like I said, they really worked with consumers to make sure that it was the best case they could possibly make. And it says here, we've reinforced the bottom with the 6mm neoprene. The sides have padded stiffeners to help raise the depth of the case and take pressure off the Joy-Con sticks. That was one of their concerns, and one of the things that they really wanted to focus on in building this case was to make sure that the sticks, since they do stick out from the system, were not affected, impacted, or in any way messed with. The double layer flap is made of premium full grain distressed leather, the highest quality available. The leather breaks in and ages well over time, and then it has that micro suede interior to keep the screen clean. The case comes in a black leather, a grizzly brown leather, a crimson red leather, which you see here, and then a blue leather. I think they all look cool, but frankly, I wanted that contrast between my blue Joy-Con and the red case. So what we've got here is a very elegant, very pro case made with high-grade materials that should be a real treat for our Switch to sit in. And as we dive in, you got this heavy leather upper, and it's got nice snaps that seem to click in nicely, should keep everything in place really, really solid. And right off the bat, you can tell there is a workmanship and just a fanciness to this case that is unlike what we have unboxed previously. You got the 5 game cart slots, and I kind of wish there were a few more just because I like to have all my games with me. But I guess if you think about it, you're never going to be quick switching between 5 games or more on your Switch. So 5 is good, and I'm sure you can slot the rest somewhere else if you need to. We'll put some game carts in here in a moment. First, let's dive into where the magic really happens. This is the heavenly interior. You've got real soft, real cozy, real nice, thick, high quality material that's going to keep the Switch happy, cozy, and safe. We've got our little leather wrist strap for holding onto this thing. And there are 2 pouches, one here where I assume your Joy-Con straps are going to go, and then the main one for the Switch itself. And you'll see that that's the micro suede right there to keep the screen clean and safe and protected. And then they have the little cutouts. You can see how that red is made. There's little cutouts up there for where the sticks are going to go, so they are not affected. And then they have reinforced sides to make sure that your Joy-Con are protected, make sure that your sticks are protected, make sure that the whole thing isn't shifting around or getting slapped against something, you know, hard or rough. It's all very protected. It feels like a hotel bed, a really high-end hotel bed. That's what it feels like. And I love the feel of this, and I think the Switch is going to as well. There's also a little pouch in the front, very cool design, how it's all multi-purpose. Another pouch right in front of the micro suede. I'm guessing we could throw, I guess, either our straps or maybe the USB-C cord in there, or we could throw headphones, something of that sort. And then on the back, you have this nice little mesh pouch here for the rest of what you want to put in here. You could throw game carts in here in this pouch. It would work well. I think they'd stay safe. Again, it has a very soft interior back here. So everything is high-end. There's really no part of this that feels cheap or rushed, and rightfully so. For that price, man, you better be getting something that all across the board feels high quality, and thus far it does. The zipper works nicely. There's a little loop here, and then the loops on the side, and that's where we're going to attach on our little chain so that we can carry it. I thought a wrist strap would be good. They have shoulder straps. They have little attachments, but I like this one because I felt like it would be great to hold the Switch that way. Now let's do the real test and put the stuff in. So we'll start off by putting the game carts in and see how that works. I have 4 in my pocket here. We'll throw Lego City in, and the ease of how these go in, how they sit, how they stay is going to be really important. So I'm going to throw them in like so. We've got Zelda, we've got 1-2 Switch, we've got Super Bomberman R, and we'll leave an open slot. And they go in pretty easily. It covers them nicely. You can see that they are exposed a little bit, but just the front. And you can tell what they are. It's not showing the title fully, which I kind of wish it did. It's just more showing like a random middle grab of the cartridge, but they are very protected. They are very firm. I can throw this thing, shake this thing, nothing's coming out. Now to take them out, you have to kind of get your fingers in there a little bit, but it's not too hard. Out comes Zelda, and I suppose with the little holes, the little gaps, you could push up from the bottom. Ooh, that's a great way to do it. So yeah, you push up from the bottom like this, like so. You're right in here. Hold it this way for you. Push up from the bottom, and then it pops right out and get your game. That's really nice. So we'll throw a couple of these back in there, and then the Switch itself. This is what I really wanted to see, because I like the fact that it has that screen, that micro suede for the screen, and then really an emphasis on protecting the stick. So we'll put this in here. It's a nice slide in. It's got a snug fit, which is good, but not too tight. It slides in really well. And as you can see, as we put this in here, that micro suede is going to cover the screen. Now I wish it would cover the screen a little bit more. You can see that the upper end of the screen, if we look in here, the upper end of the screen is exposed. It's not being covered. There's a little bit, I don't know what that would be measurement-wise, but a little percentage of the screen is not being covered. But for the most part, this is a really nice snug fit. And then we will throw closed the top and snap it in, and then everything should be nice. All right, so there's the case. It actually doesn't add a whole lot of weight to the Switch, and it feels really secure in here. And you can even feel like padding-wise, I feel padding. I don't even feel the Switch. Now, if I really press on the bottom or I really press on the sides, I can get to it. But back-wise, how this is going to be set down, or if you dropped it, it has really great padding. Waterfield also sells a $19 game card holder that can store an additional 10 games and fits in that back mesh pocket. So I would personally just put the games in the mesh pocket without the holder, but if you want to go totally posh and all out, they do have that option. All in all, the Switch seems really snug and secure in here, and I like that they extended the case a little bit for extra Joy-Con protection, extra Joy-Con coziness, and even though this micro suede misses a tiny sliver at the top of the screen, it seems like it is going to be a really good way to keep the Switch screen clean, to keep it free of smudges and particles, and to keep it soft and protected to ensure there's no scratching, no scraping, none of that. I feel like the Switch is going to be mightily protected, and I will have zero worries with the main console and attached Joy-Con in this main pouch. We've got a couple more accessories here to throw in. We've got the two Joy-Con strap, which I think I'm actually going to put in the back. I think that might be the best place for them, especially since there's the most padding back here. It is not going to affect the Switch at all. So we'll tuck these guys in, which are critical for that Mario Kart local multiplayer action. And they fit in there nicely with no problem. Now in the main pocket, on the interior where you have the extra pockets that they've tried to add functionality. The front one is going to be for something really thin. The one right in front of the Switch, I'm going to try the USB-C cord because I feel like we shouldn't put anything too bulky in there, especially if you want to maintain the form factor of this case and not get into any sort of stretching. And yeah, the USB-C is going to go in nicely. We pull up the little micro suede so it covers the Switch screen. And actually, when we put something in there, look at that. When we put something in there, it covers even more of the screen. It still misses like a tiny little bit, but now I feel better about it. So I guess the USB-C cord inserted in that front pocket kind of helps hold up the form of the micro suede and keep it rubbing against that Switch screen, which is a good thing. Now we've got two little back pockets here, or I guess it's like one big back pocket that is going to be for extra stuff. So it's behind the Switch, a little hard to see because of the black material, but we can throw extra games in there. So if I have an extra game, I can toss that in there. I can put earbuds. I wonder if I could put an extra Joy-Con. It might be too bulky, frankly, because this pocket is not very deep, and in general, you don't want to really overextend, I feel, the form factor of this. I don't really want to stretch it, especially since it is so expensive. Don't really want to have it be deformed, and it does hold the Switch in place so nicely that I feel like keeping it as is would be good. So we got the Joy-Con strap in the back. You can see a little bulge there, but again, with the padding, it's not too bad. This zipper isn't strained, and this pouch being a mesh isn't really strained at all. And then in the front, we have the USB-C cord. We have an extra game. We have earbuds, and it still retains that really nice form factor. You can see the games in there, but they're not coming out. Nothing is coming out. This is really secure. In fact, it may be the most secure. Some of the cases use more of an elastic strap to hold the Switch in place. Some of them have just an open compartment for the Switch, but this is the most secure that I've seen, and I really like how it looks. I think it is definitely very high quality. And then we'll attach on the wrist strap here to see what it would be like if we were actually going to carry this thing. Throw that down into the little loop, and like I said, you could have gotten a shoulder strap, you could have got carbiners, but I went with this. They are added cost, and that's where, you know, you're going to bring the cost into the $100 range, but that is really nice. Now I can carry this, I can hold it on like this. It's a great way to hold that. I could just hold it like this as well, but I feel like the loop adds a little bit, keeps it secure, and gives me some more options for carrying, or I could just throw this on a doorknob, which would be a great way to be ready on the go to take that Switch for those outdoor and on the run Mario Kart adventures. So if we open it back up just to show you what we got going on, game carts in front, everything snug in the center with the USB-C cord, with the Switch itself, with the earbuds, with some extra games. Now let's just try to stuff a Joy-Con in here. Obviously no Pro Controller is ever gonna fit inside the CitySlicker, but an extra Joy-Con, if we remove the earbuds, let's say we don't care about that, and we put a Joy-Con in. Now the stick is a little bit of a concern, but I could throw a Joy-Con in there and it's really okay. So a third Joy-Con, it makes it a little bulky, but I don't feel like it's too bad. And I again want to try one other configuration just to put this through all of its paces. And we're gonna throw these wrist straps into the center pouch. So that seems like a good place for them. And then let's use this back mesh and see what we can make the back mesh do. So we'll snap this on. I will say, finding these snaps, maybe I'm just a snap fool, but there we go. All right, so they do have a good snap stem. That's good. You just kind of gotta line it up right. All right, so if I put the Joy-Con in the back pouch, the mesh pouch, I don't know if this is gonna be better or worse, but ooh. You know, that is stretching the pouch a little bit. You can see, ooh, that's probably not the best, but if necessary, I could, and this mesh seems strong enough and thick enough that that's not going to rupture right through, but ideally, you will be omitting any extra Joy-Con, and instead, you know, you can put the straps in the middle, the headphones in the back, the games in the back, the games in the middle, however you want to do that. That seems to be the best way, and now this is a very, very nice case, and obviously, it's different for different people. I don't know if I can straight up say, like, for everybody, this justifies the cost, especially if you're looking to get more games, more Joy-Con, and you'd rather use the money elsewhere. But what I can say is, this amount, this case, the quality, and sort of the comfortability of it, as well as just how well it kind of all flows and works. To me, it's the easiest to put everything in, and what it says it holds very well. It definitely feels worth it. It feels like a very high-end, the most high-end Switch case. And I do really like how it holds the games. I think this little system of pushing it up from the bottom and grabbing it is really nice. They're secure in there. It can only hold 5, but you can throw the rest somewhere else, and it's a really good case. The nicest case I have seen, the nicest case I have held, and I think it is the most secure case. That's an important distinction, that outside of, you know, the way it looks, outside of what it can hold, this is probably the most safe and secure case that I've used. I'm sure there's something out there that's like a metal briefcase, but in terms of a cool form factor, a cool feel, a good look, this is the safest and most secure your Switch is gonna be. Look at that thing. It is locked in there, nothing. Even, let's see, even turning upside down, it's not moving. That's good. That shows how snug it is. It starts to move a little if you shake it, but you know, I don't think many people, unless you're getting robbed, are gonna be doing this to your Switch. So that is the CitySlicker case. I really like it. And it's a little weird with how to recommend this, because I'm sure some of you are like, holy crap, that is just ridiculously expensive and way too much money. And even me personally, I'd probably rather invest in a starter kit and then use the rest of the cash for games. But for the people who are looking for something at this level, for the people who are looking for something premium, for the people that do want a high-end case for their Switch, I think this definitely justifies its value. What you're really paying for, I think, is that security and that supreme feel. It has just such a very high-end feel. The materials are so soft. It's probably the best way to transport your Switch to ensure that it stays safe, to ensure that it stays clean, to ensure that it stays snug. And you kind of get what you pay for. All the materials, every aspect of this, every surface, every zipper, everything feels high-end, and thank goodness, right? Because at that price level, like I mentioned at the top, it better feel worth it. It better feel great. And I think this one, across the board, with the cute little way to store the games, with the extra pouches, with the micro suede screen tab, with the extra Joy-Con side support, with the leather top, and with the mesh bag, it does. It delivers a super high-end, super premium Switch experience, and I think this would be my favorite way to transport my favorite console. Let me know what you think down in the comments below of the CitySlicker case. Would you like one of these for your Switch? Do you want to give your Switch that ultra posh experience, or would you prefer a regular case? Let us know in the comments down below. Links if you want to pick this one up. It is $79.99 with extra attachments adding to the cost. I really like it. This is going to be what I'm using for my Switch. I can fully understand, though, wanting to get games with that extra money. So I think you're good either way. The important thing is that if you do buy this, it justifies the price. and I'm impressed with the quality. I've never had anything from Waterfield. I've heard that they do really good work in terms of phone cases and laptop cases and things of that nature. Cool to see them get in on the Switch, and cool to see them deliver a product that is very premium and that earns, I think, its price tag. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Until next time, make sure that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch, accessories, games, and us here at Switch Force. Hit that notification bell if you want to be first. And until next time, everybody, thanks again for watching. Have a fantastic day. Switch Force out.